Michael Taylor from Fishermans Bend Realty is joining me here at Melbourne's Property Buyer Expo. Michael, tell me about this huge development, which is essentially a city within a city, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah, absolutely. So it's the largest urban renewal project ever in Australia's history. It's over 480 hectares in size, more than twice the current size of the Melbourne CBD.
So whereabouts is it and what has been there?
Okay, so it's located in what was originally Port Melbourne. It is to the southwest of the city, about 1 kilometre to the southwest of the current Melbourne CBD. It's located next to some of Melbourne's most desirable suburbs, next to Port Melbourne, South Melbourne and Albert Park, and it previously was industrial area. So typically what happens is cities, as they grow, industrial areas go onto the outskirts of those cities, and that's exactly what happened here. This area was the outskirts of the city when Melbourne formed, and industry formed there, and that's what's been there for the last 100 years.
Now, it goes without saying that it's incredibly important for everyone involved, all the stakeholders, to get this planning right. What have they learnt from the likes of previous developments in Melbourne that they're now applying to Fisherman's Bend?
So certainly there have been some mistakes made in the past, areas like Docklands. I think everyone can acknowledge that certainly during the process that hasn't turned out exactly how people had planned it to be. There is a difference to where Fisherman's Bend is in the location. Docklands is fairly isolated and there wasn't a significant amount of planning in terms of the overall area. Fisherman's Bend has been in planning for over 6 years already before really anything has happened on the ground. We've got more than 4 schools planned in the area. One, in fact, is already open. We've got new infrastructure and transport links, bicycle, cycling links planned, and more than 25% of the area under the current framework is going to be public open space, which is something that Docklands just doesn't have.
Well, it's huge, isn't it? It's all about, well, to me, it sounds like it's all about livability.
Yes, it certainly. Look, the goal is to have a connected and livable community here. The buildings are going to be brand new, so everything's being built to sustainable standards. It's going to be Australia's first 4 Green Star community. So you're going to have water reuse. You're going to have low landfill, 70% less landfill than most new areas that are coming on in Melbourne. So really, there's so much potential here to be close to the jobs, close to the central infrastructure of Melbourne, yet still have that community feel.
Now, I'm going to let you go because we are here at Melbourne's Property Buyer Expo and it is going to be busy and no doubt people will be asking you all sorts of questions about Fisherman's Bend. But just quickly, what's the time frame on this project? Yeah,
so the plan is for 80,000 new residents and 80,000 new jobs to be here by 2050. There are already current developments underway and available for sale. So there's 4 or 5 projects that are coming to the market at the moment. So there are things that people can do now, but obviously that will ramp up over the time. And obviously we think that those that get in earlier obviously will have the best result really over the long term. Yeah.
Right, so if anyone wants any more information, make sure you do come down to Melbourne's Property Buyer Expo here at the Convention and Exhibition Centre and have a chat with Michael.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.